Garden Outside, Rodney G. It's me. It really is. It's Rodney G. It's Garden Outside. Thank you for being here. We're still rolling. And you know what? I get the call. I finally get the call. The call. I get the call. And what's more amazing than getting the call? I mean, you worked up to getting yourself healthy, you lose the weight, and finally you get this call. And you're just sitting in the living room with your family, not expecting anything. And the phone rings. It's not like my phone, like 1985 phone. Like it's not blaring through the living room, ring. But it's a little more modern, subtle cell phone. But you still get that same excitement, right? Because you know it's the call. All of those emotions just flood you, and you're trying to listen to the other person on the other end. And once you dial in to the voice, you're hearing that there's like 5 other people who are in line to get this kidney, and you are like third in line. So you have to come up with these other emotions, if you will. Like, do I feel bad for other people that are below me? And also, do I hope for the people ahead of me that they're not compatible? Or am I thankful for them that their life may change and my time is still coming? All of these emotions start to flood in, right? It's kind of like that devil angel on your shoulder, the old skit where you got the devil and the angel, and he's like, which one should I do? And the other one's talking to you and say, you should do this, and you should do that, and you should do this, and you should feel this way. And at the end of the day, you just want the kidney. That's what it boils down to. I don't think it's selfish. You've spent many years waiting, doing dialysis, working out, cramping, throwing up, and everything else in between. The horrors of dialysis, some of the goods of dialysis, all of it floods in. Well, that's how I was feeling. That was the emotions that I was feeling. And then at the end of the phone call, you're told, okay, well, we'll let you know. Just hold tight. No, you don't immediately get a kidney. It's not like we have the kidney for you. And that's what you see. Listen, my wife and I, I know we made it past 300 episodes because I was like, we sat and watched 300 episodes. We went back and watched all the Grey's Anatomy. And this is going to sound funny, but in reality, like so many of the elements and procedures that they was doing, I was like, oh, that's what I had done. Oh, I know what they're talking about. Oh yeah, I know what's going on. And my wife would just kind of look at me like, my gosh, there's another one that you went through or something like that. So it's just like those emotions. Getting back to it. So you're sitting there waiting for another phone call. So the phone call is leading into another phone call. In reality, what happens is you have to see if the first person's compatible. You have to see if the second person's compatible. And if I'm in the third person, then they'll connect with me. They'll give you very brief details about the kidney, but they don't give you too much. They have a kidney, it's here or it's on the way, whatever it may be. Be prepared. So basically, when you're prepared, you should already have like a bag ready, like an overnight bag that you should have if you want extra. Some people can bring their own pajamas, or if you have, slippers that you want to wear, if you have books that you want, if you want to have toiletries that you want to use in the hospital. Some people may have stuffed animals they want to take with them, or good luck charms, or whatever it may be. You have your night backpack. And it might be good to also have like your wife's or caregiver or husband, whoever may be coming with you to the hospital at that time, because it's fairly quick. So you just get all that together. I didn't have it ready. I didn't have a bag ready. That bag would have been sitting there for quite a while, actually. But I didn't have a bag set. So you get the call. You wait. And you're not waiting days. It's maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes, but it feels longer. So that's why I'm like, you wait. In your head, you're waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally you get the call, and you're not going to get the kidney because nobody's going to get the kidney. The kidney is not viable to do the transplant with. So if you have a list of 6 people that were waiting to hear back, now we have 6 people who just been punched in the stomach. The air's out of them, and we're back to waiting again. So I got the call. It wasn't the call I was looking for. And that continues to wait. And me being who I am, I think about like that person that was number 1. Like they're going to get this kidney. Like this is the calling. This is the answer. And to be number 1 and punched in the stomach, I couldn't imagine. Maybe it feels the same as being number 3 punched in the stomach. Maybe all of our punches hurt just differently. But we keep moving because on the other side of it, we got a call. So we can't be that far away, right? Because we got a call. It's not the call, but it's a call. It means that we're getting closer at least. And so in many ways, after you get the air knocked out at you and you have time to process it, and you take a deep breath and fill that in, your diaphragm in with that clean, fresh air, you realize that things are moving forward in the correct manner. Just keep holding on, keep doing the process, keep doing everything that you have done up to this point to get that call. Like I said, it's the observation, processing, and action. And sometimes action doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to move forward. Sometimes the action is, I'm going to remain placed and remain resilient until it's my time. It wasn't my time. So I remained in my place and I remain resilient, optimistic, pretty much like I had been like 7 years. For some reason, it wasn't my time. I just wanted to share that even in letdowns, there's a silver lining. There's something to be said. There's something to build on disappointment. And maybe it's just to teach you to see things in other ways or just reground you in that moment. Being a person with chronic illnesses, you'll definitely have to learn how to process your feelings and then also be resilient. That doesn't mean that you can't have a breakdown. That means after your breakdown, we got to brush off those shoulders. It's like me as a kid riding a bike. I was horrible with the bike. I was better with a skateboard than a bicycle. And it was like one of these huffies. I remember, like, I'm closing my eyes right now. Like, I remember it was like a red bike, had a banana seat. If you don't know what a banana seat is, go ahead and look it up. Had these white little knobs on the handlebar. And I also remember falling down all the time and scratching my elbows and my knees up, which I think I still have some of those scars. And just because I had like this banana bike huffy didn't protect me from hitting the pavement. I remember having I think it was a BMX bike that had like little checkers on the padding on it. And all my friends were jumping over this chain that was in the parking lot of the rec center. And it was like these 2 big yellow pillars that would hold the chain. Well, the chain decided it was tired and it started slouching and touching the ground. It had a little air to it, so that's why we was jumping it. So it was like a little bit of air, but it was closer to the ground than not. And everybody jumped over the chain except for me. So that chain caught my chain. And I remember flying so high that I could see the park sign up in the air. And I almost landed because it was a patch of concrete. And it was another, then the grass started again. So I remember flying almost into the second part of the grass. I didn't make the grass, but I was close to it and I hit the pavement. And it was like another time I was racing around this old wading pool that they filled in with flowers. And me and my friend, he had a 10-speed and I had my bicycle. And there was this drain that we had to jump over and it had like this lock on it. But the drain was raised up a little bit with this lock. And we had to jump over it to go around. So we basically trying to pass each other in this little like pavement area. Well, I must have hit that with my front tire and wiggled and cut my head open. I kept going. I kept getting up, getting on the bicycle and had these scars. And that was so much like dialysis where you just keep getting these scars, but you keep going. Crazy comparison, but sometimes these things just pop in your mind. I could open my eyes now. Almost had them closed the whole time. Resiliency. It's definitely what you need probably throughout life, but definitely when you're fighting a chronic illness. I'll see you this Friday. Thank you for listening. And I was going to read like the people that from the countries that's been listening in. So next week, I'll go ahead and I'll get the like my little shout out to these other countries. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fly out there to you unless somehow this show picks up and I'm raking in some dollars. But it's nice to know that you're listening to me. All right. And if you wake